Chris Godinez, licensed professional counselor, also the host of We Need to Talk on YouTube every Sunday at noon. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. The views and opinions stated herein are mine and mine alone. They do not represent the ACA, the APA, or any other therapist for that matter. Boom, shakalaka, done. I'd like to thank my sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp. BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. They are an online therapy company. They are international. If you need to get with a therapist, you just go online, you fill out some questions, and they will set you up with a licensed professional therapist in your state, or if you're outside of the state, a therapist that can do outside of the state, master's level or PhD level. And they also do chatting, which I think is awesome. So they will chat with you if that's what you need to do for privacy. So that's a good thing. So thank you, BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. Okay, questions, many questions that I need to answer. So one of them, my sister is histrionic, sex/attention seeking, highly intelligent, strong nerves of steel, unreal ability to lie, and self-interest, no true identity, no emotion. Are these types narcissist or psychopath? Well, I do not have your sister in front of me, but let's talk about psychopath is not a diagnosis in the DSM-5. Why? I have no idea. So they've basically replaced it with antisocial. So antisocial means the rules do not apply to them. The social rules, the grease of social construct does not apply to them. So pathological liars are antisocial. They truly believe that they can lie and get away with it. Nobody's going to question them. That's a little narcissistic as well. So when the personality disorders start becoming, there's traits of, and then there's full blown, okay? As it slides down the spectrum, all of them start overlapping. So you'll get all of the personality disorders. So lying, charming narcissist, charming psychopath, dark triad. Dark triad is psychopath, antisocial, with narcissism, all about them, their wants, their needs, etc. And Machiavellianism, which is the control freak kind of thing. So, okay. Nerves of steel, that's usually a sign of antisocial. Unreal ability to lie, that's usually a sign of antisocial. No true identity, no emotion. Okay, so no true identity, that could be borderline. Could be. Obviously I don't have this person in front of me, I don't know, but the traits that you're talking about are antisocial. No identity is the borderline thing. Borderlines don't have an identity. They try on other people's identity to see if it fits. No emotion, that generally goes with either psychopath or narcissist. So, and like I said, as the person slides down the spectrum and they do not get help, they get worse, and all of the personality traits start overlapping. And then again, you've got borderline that has traits of all the major personality disorders. So they can be narcissistic, they can be histrionic, they can be obsessive compulsive, they can be antisocial, they can be, they flip through them. It's like in one sitting you can go through all of the traits of the personality disorders. It's kind of crazy to watch when they're untreated, not worked on, the trauma hasn't been dealt with, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, so it's enough to know that there is something not healthy going on. Pathological lying is a sign of psychopathy. It's a sign of narcissism as well. Expecting people to immediately comply with whatever they want. If they say jump, you better ask how high, that kind of thing. The no emotion, that tends to be a psychopath or a narcissist because they don't feel. They don't understand emotions. They can fake them, they can mimic them, but they don't understand them. So, yeah, that's that. I can't diagnose her because I don't have her in front of me. But the traits you're describing, unreal ability to lie and self-interest, that's antisocial and narcissistic. No true identity, that could be borderline. No emotion, that could be narcissist or psychopath. So anyway, there is that. And like I said, I'm not diagnosing because I don't have her in front of me, but the traits you're describing, those are the ones that fit with that. So Anyway, there is that. Okay, now have another question over here. Do. Okay, where did this question go? Let's see. Okay. I have a question about the difference between borderline anger and narcissistic rage. Is there any real difference between them besides terminology? If so, what's so different, and can you please explain the nuances of each? Okay, so borderlines tend to rage. They just do. Narcissists tend to rage. Borderlines rage when they feel they are about to be abandoned, or when somebody gets too close to the real issue, and they're distracting, deflecting, whatever, and they figure that that's the best way to take people off of that topic. Narcissists rage because it jacks up the endorphins and the dopamines, and it's a hit. It's literally like a high, and they get off on it. So there's a little bit of a difference between the two. With a narcissist, it's a high, it's a control thing. It's watching the fear in their target of abuse's eyes that they really get off on that. I mean, they're sadists with a capital S. I mean, it's frightening to watch a true narcissist, a true sadistic personality disordered person, because they literally get off on the fear in the eyes of their target. So their raging is a means to an end. It's manipulation, it's control, it's a way to get high, literally, and it feeds that ego need to feel powerful. When borderlines rage, like I said, it's because they're afraid of abandonment. There is something going on that's getting too close to the core issue, and so they need to deflect, and they don't want to talk about it, but they can't express that, so they rage like a 2-year-old. So, yeah. And sometimes there are more things than just borderline going on. So, again, it would need in-depth kind of like a evaluation as to, okay, is this just borderline? Is this PTSD? Is this CPTSD that's been untreated? Is it what's going on here? Because remember, all borderlines are born from trauma. They are born from some sort of neglect or abandonment at a very, very, very young age. And if it gets handled, then they can cope with those thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and not act out on them. If it does not get handled, they are literally stuck at the emotional level of maybe a 2-year-old, if they're lucky, on a good day, if the wind is blowing in the right direction, which is why intervention is so important. It's like a good trauma therapist is what is needed with borderline personality disorder. Somebody that can help them cope with the mistaken thoughts, the mistaken beliefs, the things that they're telling themselves that are making themselves miserable and then making everybody else miserable around them. Because the way I describe borderlines is they've been damaged, they've been hurt. They're like that cat that comes up and rubs against your leg and rubs against your leg and wants the attention, and you finally bend down to pet them, and what do? And they just don't know how to kind of be a healthy, happy, normal human being. So it really does take intervention. It's not going to get better on its own. There's trauma back there. Somehow, somewhere, they got hurt really bad and abandoned. So that's what's going on with that. With the narcissist, it's more about the power and the control. And they're raging because it makes them feel good. With a borderline, it doesn't make them feel good. And they generally, after the rage is over, they feel, a lot of them, not all, but a lot of them feel very guilty and feel very unempowered and out of control, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Does that make sense? So anyway, there is that. As you may notice, I am in a hotel room. I'm on my way back home. So traveling on a really blustery, scary day. So hopefully everything is going to be okay. So I'm worried about the grapevine. I don't like the grapevine. I don't like going over the grapevine, especially when there's storms coming in, because people don't know how to drive in the snow. So anyway, there's that. Anyway, so I hope that answered the question. We got to get going if we want to make sure not to get caught in a snowstorm. So you guys have a great week. On Sunday, I'm going to be talking about the ultimate control. So we're going to be talking about the types that do kill themselves in the middle of a divorce or a custody battle, the ones that do set fire to the houses or destroy personal property, the ones that do kill their families, drive over a cliff, things like that. We're going to be talking about why they do this. Again, power and control is the short answer, but there's a long answer. And also how it is that we don't take it seriously until it's too late. And when I say we, I mean society at large. And I think that too many excuses have been given and too much ignoring the mental health issue of these disordered spouses. Is the court systems are doing a disservice to the families. So it's, yeah, I'll get into it on Sunday, because trust me, I've got a lot of opinions on this. So anyway, we're going to be talking about the ultimate control. So basically, when they do something that's irreversible, that their way of ha ha ha, I got you kind of thing. So we're going to talk about that and how to protect yourself from that. So, okay, my loves, you guys be safe. Have a good Wednesday and a good week. And I will hopefully talk to you on Sunday. Hopefully the new dog will be home by then. And I will talk to you later. Bye.